Hello, my friends. It's time for Thought Shifting Thursdays. So glad you join us, those who join us each and every week. And I know most of you watch after the fact when it's not live, when it's recorded. And let me just plug this in real quick. I don't know if I need the fan on here. Yeah, it's fine. So we're talking again about meditation. I did a spot last week on meditation, and we talked a lot about the emotional benefits, the spiritual benefits, the psychological benefits. I touched also on the health benefits. I just want to read this from my book, Meditation: The Simple and Practical Way, published by St. Martin's Press, fifth largest publisher in the world. And by the way, I think I might have shared this story in one of the videos, but they actually contacted me to write this book, which, how often does that happen? There's a whole story behind that, but won't go into it today. So these are the health benefits of meditation. This list is pretty amazing. There is scientific evidence that meditation can be beneficial in the following areas: decreased memory loss, increased brain function and synchronization, improvement for post-traumatic stress disorder, lower cholesterol, pain reduction, improved immune function, reduced anxiety, reduced insomnia, decreased risk of stroke and heart disease, lower blood pressure, improved learning, reductions in depression, improved intelligence, improved emotional intelligence, quality of life in cancer patients, improved creativity, higher self-awareness, problem solving, and compassion for self and others. Any of those things sound good to you? So, and then I go on in that particular chapter. I cite a number of experiments that address many of these improvements, peer-reviewed, you know, pragmatic evidence. And again, what's more beneficial in my experiences than the physical benefits is the emotional, the spiritual, the psychological benefits. So today, I think what I'm going to do, I talk a little bit more about meditation, but mostly I'm going to guide you in a meditation that's in this book. And by the way, if you decide to get this book, I always recommend people get the Audible on Amazon, because then you can hear my voice guiding you through the meditations. And there is a ton of meditations in the book. I'm not trying to sell the book. I'm just giving it to you as a resource here. I guess that is trying to sell it, isn't it? To be honest. But I don't really, through Amazon, I make pennies off of it anyway. It doesn't really matter. But let's see, some of the meditations. We've got meditation sampler, which I'm going to do today, which is really cool. When I do workshops or classes training people in meditation, is I do this meditation sampler. Hey Naomi, hi Annie, hi Nana Leslie. Glad you could join us. So when I do workshops and trainings in meditation, I do this meditation sampler because everyone's different, and so whatever one technique may work great for one person and not for another. So I always encourage people to try different things, find the meditation technique or practice that works best for you. Naomi says the best meditations, and there's a link in the description to our site, which has a number of these meditations with my voice guiding you. But the meditation sampler then is where I just offer a technique, then some silence, then another technique to practice it in the silence, then another technique, from Zen meditation to guided meditation to mindfulness meditation. So many different, and every time I do it, it's a little bit different. But if you get the audio version, it guides you through that whole process in the way that I'm going to today. But then we've also got the disidentification exercise, mindfulness body scan, scripture meditation, walking meditation, Zen tennis exercise that I developed many years ago, candle meditation, color cycle, mountaintop meditation, power animal, sun meditation, the temple. Oh, that's one of my favorites. Wise being meditation, the path of light. Short form daily meditation and longer form daily meditation. Just to give you a format. And that's what I think most people do is you start out trying a practice and then you practice it and then you may try other things and integrate that into your practice. So, I've got probably, you know, 8 or 10 different elements in my meditation. Most of it is just, all those are short pieces. Most of it is just going in to still mind. And this morning, that's one of the things that what inspired me to do another segment on meditation was my meditation this morning, where I'll describe this to you, and then I'll include it in the practice that we do together. Where, how do I describe it? So, the technique I shared last week of focusing on pure crystal white light, the image of it, surrounded by it, immersed in it, the vibration of it, the energetic sense, and the auditory. Is there a tone to it? And then just surrendering into it. And so as I surrendered into it, what I noticed that works so well for me, surrender doesn't, I don't know if that describes it enough. Another way of saying it is I'm just offering up my beingness to the beingness of all things, in service to all things. And boy, I tell you, having the intention of being in service and offering myself up to that, it helps in the dissolution of personal identity. And that's my favorite part of meditation. In mindfulness meditation, that's not such a big deal. It's just observing your thoughts. I like it to go deeper than that. I'm reading the book by Michael Singer, The Surrender Experiment. Really cool one. Talks about his meditation practice, which is just beyond anything, any level of meditation I'd want to go to. Just hours and hours a day. That's what he lived for in the early days. Halfway through the book, I was thinking about talking about a little bit of that. That reminds me, what I want to say about meditation today is that it's meditation isn't just about meditating for 15 minutes in the morning or an hour in the morning or whatever it might be. Hi, Jewel Ubi, welcome, and Karina. So really the point of meditation is to create a vibration, an intention, ideally at the beginning of the day. Some people meditate at night or meditate more than one time in a day, but I always recommend first thing in the morning because it sets the tone for the day. And then it's not about just being in meditation for those few minutes. It's about aspiring to maintain that vibration throughout the day until the next day that we meditate, right? So really the meditation practice can be something we do 24 hours. Now, the cool thing about it is we can meditate while we're doing anything, right? So it's just about presence. It's just about consciousness, how aware I am in what I'm doing. I could be in a meditation state right now. What do you think? Am I? I don't think I was until I said that. And instantly right now, as I'm looking into my own eyes in the camera, I'm going into a higher state of consciousness. And my voice is slowing down. And my heart rate is slowing down. And I'm at a deeper level of peace. So we can meditate while we're doing anything, right? Okay, so let's get right into this sampler meditation. And I'll just mention something about posture. Okay, just get kind of instructional here. So sitting up straight, somebody asked me recently about, I was writing in my manuscript, the Joy Factor, about the joy of meditation. I'm on my final draft of it, and I'm writing about, the challenges of meditation, which is monkey mind, right? And on the other side of that coin, though, is some people fall asleep during meditation. And so the simple solution to that, or antidote, is sit up straight with your, I like, depending on what kind of chair I'm in, if I'm teaching a class, usually I'll have my back away from the chair even, Sometimes I'll sit in a cross-legged position. Not so much these days, but um, by being in upright position, if you do start to nod off, your body's going to let you know. So it'll bring you right back. Um, so sit up straight so the energy can move up. If it's you want to be comfortable though, you don't want to be uncomfortable meditating. Although some people that's a thing. For me, why distract yourself with discomfort? I mean, you can use it as a practice to transcend the discomfort, and that's absolutely valid. But it's cool to be gentle with yourself too. So, so be comfortable and as straight as you can while you're comfortable. Palms up on the thighs is very, very common. Putting your fingers together, sometimes middle finger, sometimes index finger and thumb, creates a circuit of energy. Also a circuit of energy in Taoist meditation, putting your tongue up at the roof of your mouth just behind your upper teeth creates a circuit of energy as well. Breathe. Well, we can talk about breathing as part of the technique. Um, cool little note about this. The way it was described to me once, many years ago, is our index finger is our personal will. If you want to get somebody's attention, point at them, even though it's impolite. So they say. If you want to give somebody, and our thumb is universal will. If you want to give somebody a positive sign, thumbs up. Doesn't work so well if you're trying to get their attention, right? So you're bringing together personal will and universal will, cosmic will. Close your eyes. Take a nice deep healing breath and let out a big heartful sigh. You can do that one or two more times if you want as well. Just relax. I'm going to get close to the camera because sometimes my voice gets softer. I want you to be able to hear me. And by the way, I always say, feel free to ignore my voice as you go into meditation, especially into deep meditation, and just use what is working best for you. Let's just begin with some deep breathing. One very common technique is to just breathe in at the count of 4, hold it at the count of 4, and then breathe out at the count of 6, so longer in the out breath, or 8 sometimes. Breathe in, hold it, breathe out. Breathe in. Hold it. Breathe out. And just continue this. You can also breathe in through your nose and out through the mouth, which also creates a circle of energy. And you can continue to breathe at that rate or find your own rhythm, your own count, or not count at all. When it's right for you, you can return to normal breathing. In Zen meditation, rather than isolating consciousness and trying to go beyond the environment or transcend the environment or one's thoughts, we simply include everything. What sounds are in your environment? Maybe there's a ticking of a clock or an air conditioning, subtle sound. You can hear the sound of my computer. Just include all those sounds and let your consciousness expand to include them. Maybe you can even intuit the sounds that are outside if you're inside, or if you're outside, just the sounds that are outside. But if you're inside, just intuit. If there's traffic noise, busyness of the city, Just keep expanding your awareness so that the sounds that you hear or intuit are moving closer and closer to the center of your consciousness, which is expanding more and more and more. So that now all those sounds of your environment and even the outside world are but a tiny speck, the center of your expanded consciousness. And just rest in this expanded state for a few moments. Silence. Let's do that visualization we did last week. Imagine that you are surrounded by and immersed in the clearest, most crystal, bright, white light. So bright, so brilliant that it's almost blinding. You can't even look at it. You couldn't look at it with your physical eyes. But you can see it with your third eye, with your intuition. But only if you surrender, because it's of its intensity. And now feel the vibration, the energetic frequency of this the brightest crystal white light you can imagine. Now see if there's a sound or a tonal quality to this brilliant crystal white light. For me, it's a high-pitched ah sound. What is the sound for you, the tone, the song of crystal white light? Now experience all three of these modalities together. The image, the energetic frequency, and the sound. Crystal white light. Again, so intense, so brilliant. Cannot be in its presence without complete and total surrender. And now surrendering even the intention to visualize or feel or hear this crystal white light. Just let it take you. Surrender. As I said in the preamble, just offer yourself up in service. See if it helps to offer yourself, your identity, your beingness up in service to the whole. And in this offering, let the mind come to a point of rest. Heart wide open. Just let Spirit take you. Let Spirit use your consciousness, your energy, as part of the one expansive, ever-unfolding love. Sacrifice even your thought process to be of service, energetic service, as you let go completely. notice thoughts, feelings, sensations coming into your meditation, or even sounds. Simply invite them in. One technique is to watch your thoughts. What I find is even more profound for people is to simply invite them in. I assume that any thought, feeling, sensation that comes into my meditation is coming in because it too wants to meditate. It wants to experience the peace, the unconditional love, the pure bliss. Just invite them in, and again surrender. You're doing great. My favorite techniques is inner mantra. You can come up with a phrase and just say it over and over. It gives the mind something to do. It can be an I am statement. I am light. I am spirit. I am love. I am God. I am one with all things. It's not about the meaning of the words, it's about the vibration. You can sound the Om over and over, the sacred Om. Or any kind of sound or tone. My favorite is that same extended, infinite ah sound. A moment to practice inner mantra. The peace is so beautiful. All right, we'll do one more thing and then I'm going to start it off and you can continue. So it's a chanting. It's another way to give the mind something to do. Is to do an outward mantra or singing. So this is a very simple chant, and I'll just say before we begin it, like, share, comment. Love you guys. So I'm going to start it off, and then you can just continue chanting. It's great to do this in a group because it really feel the energy of everyone in the chant. Very simple mantra. It's Just go into a moment of silence again. I'm just feeling it right now. Just be. Like imagine that Spirit is whispering in your ear, saying, "Come home to me, my child. Come all the way home this time. Not part way, not halfway, not even 3/4 of the way, but all the way home into my infinite, pure bliss, love, light." Just continue to come home. with the sounding of this chant. The words are Ram, Jai, Jai Ram, Jai Jai, Ram Om. Ram means God, Jai means heart. One translation. So we're opening our hearts to the heart of God. You can listen once, it's very simple, and then join in. Ram Jai, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Just like that. Ram Jai, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Ram Jai, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Opening our hearts. Ram Jai, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. To the heart of God. Ram Jai, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Open your throat chakra. Ram Jai, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Open all your chakras. Ram Jai, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Ram Jai, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Ram Jai, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Smile with the joy of God. Ram Jai, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Sway with the rhythm of God. Ram Jai, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Ram Jai, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Softer now. Ram Jai, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Or continue to do this audibly, or just go softer and softer until you're doing the chant silently. And just continue on as long as you like, my dear friends. Be in peace. Be in joy. Be in light. Be in love. I love you.